Don't you love spring? The birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, and we can take an elongated, deep breath of crisp, clean air. Well, not me, because I live in the armpit of America. But one can dream I'd like to participate in this time of renewal, so I can tell you all about my current favorite items. Spring edition. Grasshoppers, the day that I pass away will be a particularly sad day in history because the world will be less funny and fabulous. But I will be sure to leave something behind for you all. Not monetary. I mean, I will leave a quote on my tombstone. I want something personal. My favorite personal quote is, "New month, new weave, new me." And this month, I have a bob. I got engaged, therefore I got a bob. But you don't have to be engaged to get a bob. It's a sign of renewal, like I said. Let go of the past. Get rid of those split ends. This isn't really a personal haircut though. This is actually a partial sew-in. I'm a huge fan of doing a little ball head skiddle-diddle type of enhancement to my hair. I have a not even a full track. A partial bundle in the back of my head. Okay, the back of my peanut head, there is a little bundle there, old school. I've been going to the Dominicans, girl, okay? Like, I'm fluent now in Spanish, basically, because I go to the Dominican salon, but I didn't go to the Dominican salon for this. But the point is, I have been just enhancing my hair and embracing something different, Not everyone can pull off a bob, okay? And the bang. The bob and the bang is a lethal combo. If you're like me and you have very fine type 4 hair, I can't recommend these couple of websites enough, okay? Remy and Virgin. I am not sponsored, by the way. This is not sponsored. They don't give me any sort of commission. I'm just telling you my current things, okay? But this one is actually eternal. I always buy a bundle or two, just a ball head skittle diddle type of look from Remy and Virgin. I do the wavy, I do like 12 inches, or I go to better length. I do like the light yaki because when my hair straightens, it's like that. But the point is, get a bob. I also have other reasons for trying to show my shoes, they're really cute. I have other reasons for wanting a bob. Remember in a video, maybe 3 videos ago, where I talked about natural hair? I said I wanted to wear it more often, not just as a in-between hair appointment type of hairstyle, which truly I'm working on, guys. I'm honest about my sins. I'm messy, okay? One of my sins is that I don't truly embrace the way that God made me, but who does nowadays, But honestly, because of the way that I grew up, because of the influences around me, I always was told, when you're gonna do something with your hair, girl, you gotta do something with that hair. Girl, put a little bit of lipstick on, but honestly, I should put on some lipstick right now because I'm looking a little washed out. But the point is, I am starting that journey by, first of all, wearing shorter hair because my hair length is, shoulder length, whatever. It's like a little, you've seen it multiple times. Like, I don't always wear hair extensions in every video, but by wearing thin sew-ins or by wearing short hair, it's just like I'm enhancing what's already there. I feel so beautiful. I was uncomfortable at first when I first saw it in the chair, but then I was like, oh, wow. My face, my cheekbones just popped out. My eyes look, I don't know, like I just look like my best self. And that's great for me. That's great. That's very renewal. That's very spring of me to let go of the past thinking that I need 3 to 4 bundles of someone else's hair and their spirit may be attached. I don't know how they get the hair. Do you ever think about that? How did they get this hair? Is it just a donation? Or did someone forcibly have to take it out? Did they have no other choice? These are things I think about as I get in touch with the Lord more. And I don't like that these things come up because, logic unfortunately starts to hit the more you read the Bible. And I'm like, dang, I shouldn't be wearing anybody else's hair because God gave me a full head of hair, but we're problematic. We're humans. We're gonna do everything that we shouldn't do. Speaking of beauty maintenance, let's talk about my favorite lipstick. This is Rouge Coco Bloom in 114 Glow. I should get up close. It's creamy. Let me try to sell like it's QVC right now. Ladies, you gotta get this. It's creamy. It brushes right on. It's blendable. Okay, it's not matte. It's a nice shine. It's gonna give you some luster, definitely moisturizing. Is it long lasting? Not quite, but is lifelong lasting? No, we're all gonna die someday. So just get the Rouge Coco Bloom. okay? Or if you're like me, thanks to my fiance, I've adopted some of his spending habits, or I should say non-spending habits, because this is how people end up with wealth. You don't spend your money. You find something that's already in your makeup bag and double it. I bought this a long time ago. The Merit Flush Balm Post-Modern. Let me show you something, okay? You can use this on your lips, but you can also just put that right on like that. But I've tried out a few different products, and this is the one. It's the way that it just melts into my skin. Thank you very much, Mary Beauty, for creating this. Again, this is not sponsored. They did offer to send me some free stuff, so I should probably respond to that email. Like, how awesome is that? A 2-minute beauty routine, plus the bob. This is the best I've looked. Okay, so we had the beauty favorites conversation, we had the hair favorites, and I gave you one hot take to take away from this video, which is the weave conversation. Let's maybe enhance and not hide our hair. Let's just do a little something, something to bring out our inner beauty. And I expect that to ruffle some feathers. I expect some people to be very mad at that, and that is okay, because that is my job, to trigger you and then inspire you. Second hot take, although this isn't really a hot take, this is just common sense to me now as I've gotten older. My arthritis has forced me to embrace wearing a very low heel. This is not a very low heel though, it's a wedge, you know what I mean? So it's not really that high of a heel because the heel starts there versus there. Wearing comfortable shoes, embracing comfort. Wow, who would have thought? We should wear comfortable shoes if we don't want foot problems later in life. We shouldn't do sports like rhythmic gymnastics and rising up on our toes if our entire body weight, if we don't want foot problems in the future. It's never too late to do smart decisions, okay? But I don't regret doing rhythmic gymnastics, okay? I just wish that I knew my genetic makeup. I'm apparently just prone to this most likely, as my dad had lots of foot problems and stuff. With that being said, I love an on cloud lately. I've been wearing these light purple on clouds, like a lilac, or maybe a periwinkle color, I don't really know. But I've been wearing them with jeans and a cute top. And to me, it's like, ugh. I don't wear on clouds with a cute outfit, but what's cute? You know, having no pain, okay? Being in pain is not cute. So with that being said, I've been looking up shoes that are like a day out, you know, I don't really go out at night. I would say a night out shoe, but you know, a dressy shoe, something you can wear to a wedding or whatever a special occasion is. Wedges. A comfortable, you know, Italian-made wedge. Guys, again, I am not here to encourage you to spend money. I'm here to encourage you to look in your closet and see what you already have. Okay, if you don't have this, then sell some junk you have sitting around and invest in one good pair of shoes that are made in Italy. I promise you, you will not have to, okay, like go shopping ever again for a long time. I have a pair of like Chanel ballet flats, the iconic ballet flat. I bought that a while ago. I've been wearing them all the time. Take them to a cobbler. That's what they're there for. We shouldn't, I mean, do whatever you want. But if you keep buying, you know, a cheap shoe every now and then from, let's say, DSW or whatever, you're gonna have to replace it. And if it's trendy, you already know this conversation. I'm preaching to the choir. But anyway, here's a dressy heel that I like that still appears to be comfortable. I saw these at Nordstrom Rack. Look how beautiful that is. This might not be your taste, but again, this is mine lately. My spring favorite, my spring vibe is combining my, you know, kind of former black and white, you know, Chanel inspired aesthetic with summer and comfort. I don't go to the mall anymore. I go online and I always buy stuff on sale. I don't buy anything full price. So that's a spring favorite. Again, thanks to my fiance, he's very frugal. Don't be shy, come on in. Bringing you a little bit closer so you can look at some details right now. My favorite color right now is butter yellow. Big shocker, because apparently it was named the color of the season. But I decided this long before it was talked about on TikTok. So I'm really glad that other people agree. At least for my skin tone, which is, you know, warm and brown skin girl, I think it's time for me to move on past white. I will always wear white. White is crisp. Everyone loves wearing the color white. Okay, it makes you look expensive, especially if it's linen. Let's change it up. Let's do either a light pink, okay, depending on your color palette. But for me, it's butter yellow. This manicure is very old, but I'm gonna take this moment to show off my ring and my manicure. Butter yellow French tip. Also, I got this purse. This is from J. Crew. I bought this at the shops at Columbus Circle. You know, I guess it used to be called Time Warner Center in New York. I saw this and I screamed. The scream I scrumped was, I want that bag. Notice I didn't say need that bag. I was about to say I need that bag, but I truly don't need anything. Maybe LASIK, but I don't need anything in this life because we have the Lord and he has blessed us so much aplenty. But I wanted this bag. So this is something that I bought. This is my favorite top lately. You've seen me wear this a million times. Again, I don't buy cheap stuff. Even when I was broke, I wasn't really broke, but when I was like, a broke college student, I was privileged broke. My friend Nigel and I said as a joke, we're like, we privileged broke. We don't buy cheap stuff. We want it to look good and we want to feel good in what we're wearing and know that it is, at least they tried to make it sustainably or ethically. You're never going to have a perfect situation. But I like to thrift, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is from Reformation. This knit top, I believe it's called the Olina knit top. I will find it online and link it here. This is the most comfortable, easy to maintain top I have. Yes, it's expensive. I think it was like $75 or something like that. But I can throw it in the washer, okay? You can throw it in the dryer. I choose to let it air dry, so it air dries pretty quickly. But I love a knit top. You know what, let me go put it on real quick. Hold on, stay there. I love a knit top. Oh, I'm in the reflection. All right, I just changed into this top so you can see it on. This is why you should own this piece or something like it. There are other brands. I believe Keats is also one of these sustainable-ish, eco-friendly type of situations. This top is so comfy. Tencel, cotton, and something else, whatever. The point is that it's breathable, and it's comfy, and it ain't cheap. And that's because it's designed to last a long time. Sponsor me, Reformation, please. You know what? I was about to put the tripod over there and go back to my seated position, but I actually like this. I like being able to walk around. This is how I walk in my house. This is how I walk when I'm talking to myself, thinking of the next video. By the way, don't talk to yourself. Maybe, no, you should talk to yourself. That's okay. Just don't start responding because that's a problem. If you start having a whole dialogue with yourself, I don't know. But love you anyway. So outside of beauty favorites, hair favorites, and, the color of the season, here's the last thing I want to talk about. Then I need to go to the Aventura Mall. I want to go get a soft pretzel, okay? Love soft pretzel still. That's like a permanent favorite. Anime. Now, I'm aware that I have advertised, the theme of Christianity on this channel quite a few times, as well as other things like femininity and finding yourself as a woman. I'm in my late 20s. We did that whole sisterhood of the traveling pants kind of deal here. We're just talking openly about what it's like to grow. And, my point is that I have a long list of animes I can recommend, but currently with my 28-year-old, a little bit more conservative Christian eyeballs, I can't recommend more than half of that list because in the past I would just watch anything, but I can't help but notice a lot of the animes have the word demon in it, Is it the same demon as what we think about in the Bible? I don't know, guys. I don't know if that is the same. I'm not sure because I don't know that much history about anime. So I'm not going to claim that they're talking about the same devil. Maybe their devil's a different one in their anime world. But just as of right now, tastefully, what I can recommend to you, honestly, are two shows. One of them, again, this is not a Christian anime list. I don't even know if they exist. Here are two things that I watch, honestly, as a person who just watches, I guess, sometimes secular shows, whatever. Spy Family, obviously, big hit, but not everyone here watches anime. I know people who are watching anime all the time are like, really, that's your recommendation? That's like saying, visit LA, go to Venice Beach. Like, yeah, we know, it's pretty mainstream, whatever. The point is that it's cute, it's easy to watch, and it's just a good, feel-good, silly show. It has themes of family, what does that mean? And it's this little makeshift family. Got the little girl, Anya. She's like this mysterious orphan, but she's got some sort of superpower, and she won't tell her parents, and her parents, it's, this girl, she's like a ninja, The point is that it has a wholesome theme. You gotta watch it for yourself, and there's a cute dog in it too. It's just, I didn't think I would like it. I thought it was silly at first to watch wholesome animes, but again, it's not silly to just not want to subject yourself to seeing tons of gore or, intercourse or drugs, things like that. Is it bad that I like Disney again? I like watching just easy to watch stuff. I can't watch Netflix anymore, but I just feel like overwhelmingly a lot of television has turned into just unnecessary, scenes. Dang, can I just get a minute without seeing someone's body part? Ooh-wee. Well, class, it is time for me to go hit some balls and put on a cute little tennis dress because that is what spring is for. yeah, in my mind, I'm gonna be, you know, Emily in the show Revenge on ABC in the Hamptons, where it's cool and nice during spring, but I'm in the armpit of America. But it is okay, because it's all about the mindset. In my mind, I am truly living out my best spring life right now. And there's a cool breeze outside, and, you know, there's a Shirley Temple, not dirty, just a Shirley Temple out there waiting for me with some shrimp scampi, freshly plucked from the ocean. And yeah, I'm gonna put on my perfume and whatever. I have to go. Thank you for listening to my spring favorites, and stay tuned for the next video. Goodbye.